And so if you were to say like, "Oh, I'm a virtual assistant," like you were to say, "Oh, hey, I sell cars." Then like someone might be thinking, depending on who you're talking to, they might be like, "Oh, this person sells shitty cars." I don't want to label any car titles that are shitty because I'm sure I drive a shitty car. Or depending on who you're talking to, they'll be like, "Oh, this person sells Ferraris." So everyone's a car salesperson. It's like everyone's a VA. But the quality of work that you do and the value of the services you offer and what you can charge for that and the expectations you can have for the level of client that you call in can be higher. It can be a high caliber.
Hey, Laptop Freedom Babes, Wanderlust.
This is Hello from Greece.
Hello.
Hello,
Oh. It is time for cocktails and coaching, and surprise, I am also streaming this one on Instagram Live. So if you are with me today, please say hi. If you don't say hi, I feel like I'm literally talking to a screen. Throw me a bone, please say hi. So today's cocktails and coaching, we have white wine and Steph. Hello. Mackenzie, hello. Shayna, hello. Oh my gosh. So today's cocktails coaching is with white wine. So I have two questions to ask you. Red wine or white wine? What is your preference? Or you can be like, I'm totally seasonal. Or you can be like, depends what I eat, but let me know in the comments if you are a white wine drinker and then a red wine drinker. And then tell me, if you were to drink a white wine, what's your favorite kind? This is actually like a big question because forever I was like Chardonnay all the way. I think this is when I was in college and it was like cool to, have a signature drink. White, Riesling to be specific. Ooh, I like that. Neither. I don't like wine, but I like ciders. I'm the opposite. See, I don't really like ciders. I mean, I appreciate a good anything, but you would never catch me like reaching for a cider if there's another option. Shayna, both? Yes, you're allowed to like both. I do too. I do too. Um, but I think, see, I know my reds. I know, like, I love a Malbec from Argentina. You could put me through a blind taste test and I would know that that's what I'm drinking. And when it comes to whites, I think I'm like a Pinot Grigio Viognier. I feel like I'm not as picky. And I do love a good Chardonnay, but a college Rebecca that's like, oh my God, Chardonnay all the way is like done, over with. Okay, so on today's cocktails and coaching, with that, take a sip of whatever you might be joining on happy hour with me. Hello, Mika. I'm going to wave to you. So on today's cocktails and coaching, I want to help kind of differentiate the different levels of virtual assisting. So, one of the hardest parts about explaining to aspiring virtual assistants what all of this is that the term virtual assistant is like so freaking general that, like, you could have people on the other side of the world doing VA work for $5 an hour, and then you could have someone on like this side of the world doing really high quality work, helping a client make $1 million business for over $50 an hour, and they're both called virtual assistants. Is that like resonating with people? It's like so annoying. And I've talked to a lot of laptop freedom grads about we need to coin the kind of virtual assistants we are. Hello, hello. Everyone hopping on. This is awesome. So, I kind of want to touch in on the level, the caliber, the level of virtual assisting that you are fit for. And when I say you, I literally mean you, because I know that if you are following me or if you have access to my Facebook group and therefore you can watch this as a live or whatever, that means that you resonate with the type of person I am, the type of virtual assistant I am, the level of caliber in the program that I run. So yes, I'm talking about you. There's a reason why you follow me and you're not following someone who suggests you work for $15 an hour, or you take like really boring virtual assistant jobs like transcription or something. There are virtual assistants out there to do that work. That doesn't have to be you. You know what I mean? So here's a good analogy, okay? There are many car salesmen, okay? All car salespeople sell cars. Some people shall sell shitty cars. Some people sell Lamborghinis and Porsches and whatever, right? But they're all car salespeople. And so if you were to say like, oh, I'm a virtual assistant, like you were to say, oh, hey, I sell cars, then like someone might be thinking, depending on who you're talking to, they might be like, oh, this person sells shitty cars. I don't want to label any car titles that are shitty because I'm sure I drive a shitty car. Or depending on who you're talking to, they'll be like, oh, this person sells Ferraris. So everyone's a car salesperson. It's like everyone's a VA. But the quality of work that you do and the value of the services you offer and what you can charge for that and the expectations you can have for the level of client that you call in can be higher. It can be a high caliber. So just because you are new to virtual assisting, it doesn't mean that you have to have $15 an hour jobs pushing virtual papers around. That's what you're trying to leave. That's what you're trying to exit. It's that low quality, I'm better than this. Who is this person to keep me down and low? That's what you're trying to leave. So when I invite women to join the Laptop Freedom Program and start their virtual assistant businesses, I'm calling in the woman who's saying, fuck that. I want to work for myself because I'm high caliber, I'm worth more than this. I want to call my own shots and I want to work with high quality clients that will pay me for the value of my services, who will love me, who will treat me well, who will fly me to the events that they host, whatever it is, okay? That level of client is out there. Yes, there's also clients that will pay you, that will want to pay you low quality prices for low quality work, and creating a relationship with you doesn't interest them, and growth within their business is not what they think you're equipped for. Yeah, those people exist. Shitty car salesmen exist too. Shitty boyfriends exist as well. You are higher caliber than that. So what we do in the Laptop Freedom Program to set that example is we surround ourselves with mentors and other women in the cohort who set that standard for themselves. So if you think of like an energetic standard around your business, your virtual assistant business, or if you want to set like a new energetic standard around the type of relationship you get into, okay? I always draw parallels with relationships because I think it's something that we can all relatively relate to. Then what you want to do is surround yourself with people who have risen, who hold a higher average standard than what you currently are, or the standard that you want to be at, or the standard that you know you're meant for, you're being called to rise up to. Because then that momentum, it's like a vacuum. It literally sucks you up. It helps you rise up. So, have you ever heard the expression, you are the average of the top 5 people you hang out with? And I know the first time I heard this expression, I was like, well, no, that's not fair because the top 5 people I hang out with are my best friends and I love them and I would never move those top 5 people out of the way. Cool. Cool. I was totally there if you're resonating with that. If that expression like makes you feel uncomfortable, because it definitely made me feel uncomfortable. But now what I understand is like, okay, yeah. Yeah. Like I've got those top 5 friends or whatever. Yes. But when you surround yourself, if you want to start a virtual assistant business, and when you surround yourself, the top 5 people in that circle that you surround yourself with, that you are the average of that standard, then you want those top 5 people to be people who know that they can sell Ferraris, sell Lamborghinis, who want to be working with high quality clients, who aren't going to date boys just because they're, or women just because they're, desperate for a relationship. They have a standard for themselves. And so in the Laptop Freedom Program, you have 2 full-time mentors, me and Kaylee, and we literally embody that standard. I don't let women into the Laptop Freedom Program that I don't think can hold their own. I turn people away because I have a standard I will not budge on. And then, because the cohort is literally curated by Kaylee and I, you are surrounded by women who are holding that same standard. So the average energetic standard when you start your virtual assistant business, opposed to starting it by yourself or opposed to starting it in like a cheaper, low quality program, whatever it is, like if you are entering into a cohort where their standard is literally held higher, then you will naturally rise to it. Every coaching call, you will be in a conversation with women who said, you know what? I turned down a client because they weren't willing to pay me what my prices are. Or we just had a woman in the Laptop Freedom Program. She landed a major client, and the client was initially thinking of bringing her on as an employee. And on the discovery call, she was like, no. I'm not an employee. I am an independent contractor. And that's who I will be when I work with you. That's who I will be when I make your life easier. That's who I will be when I help grow your business. And they were like, signed her. They signed her. And then she hopped into the Laptop Freedom Program Facebook group and was like, ladies. She's like, I just had the most empowering moment. She's like, there I was. About to just land a client. And there was just this one thing. And I thought, should I do it? Or should I just take it? Should I just take it because it sounds so good? And she's like, no, I put my foot down and I said, I am an independent contractor. She said it was one of the most empowering moments I'd ever had. And she shared that in the group so she could demonstrate to the other women in the cohort the standard she has set. And so the average energetic standard of the entire cohort went up. Because she was proof that you can hold this standard of what you're worth, what your value is, what you deserve in your VA business. And she proved to the other women they could have it as well. Pretty cool, right? So what I want out of the women who join the Laptop Freedom Program is I want Ferrari salespeople. I want Lamborghinis. I want Mercedes-Benzes. Because we got the VAs who are the shitty car salespeople, and that's fine. And I don't mean shitty as in bad, unless they're not honoring their worth. And then my heart goes out to them. But there is a standard. There's I feel like joining the Laptop Freedom Program is like joining a club of women who just are going to slay. Because they do. And that's really cool as well. We see that a lot in the alumni program. But I really empower the women. I say turn down those clients who are not a good fit. Say no to the clients who don't want to pay you what your services are worth. And I also see students in the Laptop Freedom Program accept what they don't want and it backfire. And yes, that means that, let's bring it back to dating. Yeah, that might mean you have to be single for a little bit. But if you're not available for the really awesome clients because you're busy working with crappy clients, getting paid less than what your services are worth, then you're missing those opportunities. Another thing we see all the time in the Laptop Freedom Program is students who onboard clients and then down the road they learn that those clients in fact are not a good fit and they struggle with letting them go. Maybe the student has left her 9 to 5 and so she's nervous about letting go of a client, but it turns out that after the first couple dates they're not a good fit. And when they do let that client go, guess what happens 99.999% of the time? Unicorn client slides right in, as if the universe was waiting for that slot to open on your VA roster. Like, hello, I've got a unicorn client for you. They're willing to pay you what your services are worth. They're awesome. You're going to become BFFs. Can you please drop that crappy client so I can give this one to you? So we really work on creating a community where the energetic standard is really high caliber. And I'm not saying this to like intimidate you, like, oh, are you not worthy of this program? I mean, that's up to you to decide. You'll know in your heart. And if you're following me and you're watching this, you probably are, right? Because you're being guided. So it's not to intimidate you. It's to show. Okay, here's an example. Let me take a sip of my white wine. I'm going to wave to new people on Instagram. Hello. So, yesterday I was hanging out with 2 of my girlfriends. And one of the girlfriends has been, I mean, they've both been longtime friends with mine, but one of them actually joined the Laptop Freedom Program. She saw me go through the Laptop Freedom Program. She saw me become a virtual assistant. She saw me leave my job. She saw me start to travel the world. She was my friend this whole time. And she was like, oh, wow, okay, so you're literal proof that this program works and that this whole thing is real. And so she joined the Laptop Freedom Program, cohort, mentorship, all that kind of stuff. She now lives this amazing virtual assistant life. She has like crazy cool clients, and now she is studying to become a certified OBM. Okay, that's girlfriend number 1. Girlfriend number 2, she also runs her own business, but she's a solopreneur. She's always worked just for herself, and anything outside of just kind of college and university, she hasn't really joined masterminds or community or cohorts or anything like that. So me and girlfriend number 1 in the presence of girlfriend number 2, we're talking about masterminds, like a group of women who have the same goal as you. And although the results might look different, the standard at which we want to reach that goal is the same, okay? and you're like hanging out with these people, you're chatting with these people, you're in a private face group with them, you're having coaching calls with them, like you are having like meetings with these women that are trying to reach the same goal as you at the same kind of caliber. We're talking about this to girlfriend number 2, and she's like, I don't get it. She's like, why wouldn't I just do that on my own? She's like, why would I just like start this on my own, do it by myself? She's like, I don't understand why you have to like hire a mentor, and like, so what if you've got like people? She's like, that's what I have you guys for. You guys are my friends. Like, that's who I surround myself with. And it's different. And I know it's a level of difference that you have to first experience it before you truly get it. And that's fine. The closest analogy I can come up with is like sports, okay? If you grew up playing sports, let me know. I grew up playing ice hockey. And as you got better at your sport, you would join the higher level teams, right? Because the point was to play with people of similar caliber, because that's what made you better. Because you were challenged, because you were surrounded with people who had the same ambition to get better, to score those goals, to defend the net, whatever it was. It's the same thing in sports. And so, yes, you can start your virtual assistant by yourself, virtual assistant business by yourself. I'm not saying you can't. And I'm not saying it's right or wrong either. But when you are in a cohort and when you have mentors that set the average standard that you know you are meant to be, you are meant to ascend to, then maybe don't withhold that opportunity from yourself. And I think that's the power of the Laptop Freedom alumni community as well. So the alumni community are all the students that go through the Laptop Freedom program. They've either started VA businesses, and some of them become COOs. Like some of them have like within like years, like not very long. And so it's this constant reminder of, yes, you can. That dream, that level that you want, you know, like it's a deep knowing. This I know to be true because every woman I talk to who joins Laptop Freedom Program, they say, I can't necessarily explain it, but I just know. I have a deep knowing I am meant to work for myself. I am better than this. I have more capacity. I can do it all. They just know. You don't have to be able to explain it either. I don't even know if I can still explain it. And I don't need to. I don't feel a need to explain it. But then let's join a sports team of people of that caliber so that you can level up. And then you're going to be the Lamborghini VAs, the Ferrari VAs, the Mercedes-Benz VAs. So I want you to know that you don't have to settle for the low quality client, the low quality VA business, the low quality relationship, the low quality whatever, right? Like all this shit is intertwined because it's all energy, right? Like it's all how we treat one aspect of our life is how we treat all aspects of our life. And so you are vibrating at an energetic frequency that is of a higher quality. And I'm here to tell you, welcome, welcome, hello, welcome. We are here with open arms. You've found the right place. You are home. And it is totally, totally, totally fine to feel that way. Because you can start that virtual assistant business, and you can surround yourself with other women who start that kind of virtual assistant business as well. Okay. Hello, I'm going to wave here on Instagram. Let me know if this resonated with you or if you have any questions. Stephanie, where are these shelves from? I made them. I made these shelves. So they're from Shelves a la Rebecca. The wood was live edge wood that I found, that I stained, and then I got these metal brackets. Yeah, it's pretty good. They're all over my house. Okay, let me know if you have any questions. If you're watching on Instagram, I'm going to put this on my IGTV. And the spring cohort of the Laptop Freedom program closes next week. Next week. So that's enough time. That's enough time because you just know, So if you're feeling called to either reach out, ask me any questions about virtual assisting or the Laptop Freedom program, find me, DM me, friend me, email me. I'm so findable, and I can't wait to chat with you. What I love so much about mentoring women who want to start virtual assistant businesses is supporting women into stepping into the empowered woman they know they are.